Well, there's a lot of talk about electric vehicles and automobiles. It's going to be one of the most common things we're going to see in the next couple of years. But the future is all about hydrogen-powered vehicles. And to learn more, we have Ashley from PowerTech. Thanks for joining us, Ashley.
Thanks for having me.
So, you know, like everyone says getting used to like electric cars, but you guys are talking about hydrogen cars. What is a hydrogen-fueled car? Like, what is it all about?
So what it is we take hydrogen gas into a fuel cell. Essentially, it's an electric vehicle. So what we do at PowerTech is we do the dispensing side. So we're the fuel for the vehicle, and that's the hydrogen. And what we've got here is what you would typically drive up to a gas station now. In California, there's lots of them actually in use. And you pull up, and this is your station. Okay,
so I'm glad that I met you because I really was curious about this question. Where do you get the hydrogen from?
There's a couple different ways of getting it. So we have a station ourselves at PowerTech in Surrey, and we use an electrolyzer. So it takes water and electricity and create hydrogen. There is other ways. It can be byproduct of chemical plant or something like that, and then they capture it, truck it in, and then we compress it on our end. And there's also things like natural gas reformation and maybe eventually solar-powered electrolyzers and different things like that.
So Ashley, when we think about like the typical gas, you know, where everyone's talking about the emissions and how it's going to affect the ozone layer, what's coming out of a hydrogen-powered vehicle?
Water is coming out of your tailpipe,
So like just water?
Yep.
That's the byproduct?
Droplets, not tons of water, but yeah, zero emissions.
So why is it taking so long for us to get to this? This sounds like a dream come true.
Well, the technology on the car side was really expensive to build years ago. They're now being able to scale that down and more affordable for the consumer. And also it is costly to build a station. So we've seen a lot of government funding in California. They've got quite a big mandate on zero emission vehicles down there, so we see that. But I would say, yeah, like cost has probably been the biggest drawback. And then just, you know, figuring out the technology in terms of mileage you can get and what the consumer really wants to see for fueling time.
And you kind of mentioned California, that they're really starting to have these stations.
Yeah.
What about Canada and British Columbia specifically?
So right now we are the only fast fill fueling station. That would be the 700 bar. We're the only site in Canada that has it, and we really did it as that's what we build, so we put it on our property as kind of a test, and now we do have consumers coming in to use it. In the near future, I would say within the year, we should hopefully see a few more stations in the Lower Mainland. I can't speak to the rest of Canada, but there's definitely a lot more interest, both from like the consumer side and then the OEMs wanting to invest. So.
It's kind of cool when you think about it. I think the future gas station, you're going to have like electric options and also hydrogen options. In terms of like range anxiety is a big problem with electric vehicles. What kind of range do you get with the hydrogen powered?
That would probably be more of an OEM question, but I would say the drivers we see coming get anywhere, say high 300s to high 400s. It really depends on your tank size, and then on the compression end, you know, how much gas you can get into the car and stuff like that. So depending on which side of the dispenser you're using, it affects your range.
So if you are on the market and you're already thinking about getting an electric vehicle, you might want to wait because hydrogen vehicles are here and they're only get more popular. Thanks, Ashley.
Thank you.